letter to us regarding the record storage center, and I thought I'd give a couple minutes here to talk to the board and see what your feelings are. So thanks, Diane.
Thank you. Like I had told you in the letter, Michelle, Mary Nowak, and I went out there. We are getting really short of space. The state archives will not give us a grant because the village still has a lot of space. So we looked, and there are 2 rooms that are on the other side of the wall, and this could be done inexpensively if we could get the one wall broken through, put a doorway through, and then into one of the rooms, and then another doorway into the second room. So I have 2 rooms I can fill with shelves. And on the other side, in the hallway, we would have to board up the 2 doorways from the hallway because we can't have any admittance in there.
I didn't get a chance, Diane, to talk to Danny before I left for town, out of town, and now he's out of town. I
Okay,
was gonna review it with him on Monday.
okay.
I was going to say, you expressed some of this work could be done in-house.
Yes, a lot of it can, so it really would keep the cost low. The biggest thing is to clean the place up. There's a lot of garbage that was stored in there. A lot of it that should just be thrown away. And shelving. I can just extend the security. I can extend the temperature control into those rooms. So it's basically breaking through a couple walls to make the doorway, closing 2 other doorways, and finding shelves. I'm gonna have to fill both rooms with shelves, but if I could just get some shelves in there.
So Michelle, are people using that as a dumping ground? for
Well, one is filled with either old shelves, old costumes. I mean, since I've been there, he's only been in the room once that I'm aware of, looking for an older Christmas tree. Other than that, I don't see, but that's not my stuff.
Right.
It appears to be just junk that's been stored, but I would request that he clean it out. I don't want to be throwing any of
No, right.
his stuff out. The second room is basically some of his folders. Those
If
are
it
all the
was
youth
his,
girls.
yeah, a crazy amount.
There's a few things like that were stored, like an air conditioner, a bigger unit that's still feasible, usable, I should say, possibly. A couple bigger pieces of the highways equipment that we could also, I would assume, after talking to Danny, we could move that out. And there's some extra desks, which Diane showed some interest in that second room. But the first room is the first access Diane would like, but that is all full of youth bureau stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna have to either dispose of it or store it, and he has a huge building there, he should.
And he's
find
also,
some
and where else does
storage
he
space.
have stored?
He also has another room across from, like behind the old court, old court. There's rooms back there. He has a room full of the toys and stuff that he does for the Toys for Tots that they use every year. We trailer them to him, and then we trailer them back. He has that room over there too. But the room he's using across the way where Diane's looking, I haven't seen them really use it for anything.
Okay,
But,
all right, so maybe you should talk, I mean, how does the board feel about this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Obviously, if he has files there, they should be archived. Part of the situation is that the police department has 50 cartons that will be going over there.
Right.
There's no place to
The
put them.
building has a lot.
Right. Building
That are,
department.
I was notified has a lot that's going over also.
Right. So records have to be managed and stored, and some of them in perpetuity.
Right, and the
So-
files that are in that room aren't town files, they are like brand new folders. They're like
no archive
boxes
files.
of brand new folders.
Oh, so it's just supplies then?
Yeah.
I see, unused supplies, so, okay. So, board, Ron, do you have any issues with that? You're okay, Dawn?
That's good.
I would suggest that you talk with John, take him out there, and, and anybody else that might have things there. And see if you can, and then talk to Danny and see if perhaps that's something that, you know, they can help you out with, because he has some handy guys out there.
Right, right.
So,
Do you know how much is shovel maybe?
I don't know.
shouldn't be, you should be able to buy them off the state contract,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I'd like to see us do looking at, I think this will win.
Okay,
And
thank you.
so, yeah, we got a state archives grant for that in the early 2000s, and it was a consolidated effort. If we, you know, we were able to get more money for the grant if we included the village. So the village had a need for storage, so we brought them into it. So they're utilizing some of the space in there, but it had to be divided off, so they have a lock and key to get into their side, and we have a lock and key to get into our side, so, okay. Ed Schiller was kind enough to work on an RFP here for the Erie Street culvert. So you got that emailed out
That was
to,
applied for on the list.
right,
Well, now that they received it, they've asked for it back.
yeah, it's like, you know, a week, I think. or
Yeah, about
so,
10
right?
days ago.
Yeah.
We're not asking for a lot. Yeah, 24. We're just asking for really just the scope of the fee.
Right. So, and we have the bond resolution on for consideration tonight for that particular project. I know Danny is in a real hurry, would like to get it done before school starts, so, you know, we're moving ahead on that. Matt, you had sent in a letter out regarding 10 Hunters Lane to the drainage committee.
Yes.
Did you get
We were,
that squared away?
no,
No?
we're really looking for an authorization from the town to highway to begin assessing the current grade,
Mm-hmm.
comparing it to the proposed approved plan.
Right.
And whatever it would take to get the, this reshaped so that the drainage can work correctly in that area. It's been an issue from day one there.
And is that something that we probably would need a town board resolution for?
Be rather
And so,
certain.
yeah, and so the drainage committee is made up of Ron, your chairman, and then Dawn and Adam are on that committee. So, you know, if you would talk to Matt and, so that this is now drainage season. So,
Exactly.
so if you could talk with him and let him know whether or not you want to move forward on this, and then I think Ed probably, between you and Ed, we can get a resolution, get the meat and potatoes ready for the resolution for the attorney's office, correct? Okay, all right,
Yep.
thanks. And that's it. Okay, so, there are now 2 suspended resolutions here, and I guess they've been given to me, so I need an explanation on these.
Yeah, they were, correct, the only change is the correct SBL number is now in there, okay? The original 2,
Okay, I have 2 resolutions, so are we talking about,
they're both PCB,
They're
one's
both-
for the seeker and one's for the approval.
okay,
And they were, when they were submitted, I think they were using older SBL numbers.
oh,
These
okay.
are suspended, these are replacements, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. These are for tonight. I had heard that there was a suspended also. Oh, okay, that's why I was confused. I'm looking at this going, okay, what's going on here? Okay, so these are to replace, I don't know which resolution they are.
6 and 22.
Thank you. Okay.
Again, the only change is the correct SBL number on the updated ones.
And were you able to verify that those deeds were filed? Is that how you got there?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so the resolution number 6, it's now 1 SBL, is that correct?
Yes.
And so I'm just going to change that to 10500. Okay. I think that's the only place that it's.
Do you have the date of the filing, Kevin?
Not with me, no. This is, Lisa confirmed it today, she said.
So, but the rest of the resolution is the same?
It's the same, yeah.
So I'll utilize the, I haven't, Diane, you got this? Did you?
Yes.
Okay. And what did you say the number of the second one was?
6 and 22.
And that again, the only thing that's different is the
Yep.
SBL? So now, we're going to talk about the suspended, okay.
This was, Robert James, they came in, the contractor came in today with his PIP application, which is fine, because they were now requiring for private commercial development. We didn't realize, A, he needed to be in last Tuesday, to make tonight's meeting. But he had everything there, everything, he had the plans, everything filled out, he had the estimate. He had the wrong amount for the checks, we never gonna check that, but, the issue is that if the permit isn't granted tonight, given tomorrow to break the check in, then they're waiting 3 weeks before they can even touch the ground out there for site work. That project's pretty good shape, it's a pretty straightforward project, the plans are in shape, I've got them. So I told this afternoon, talked to Diane about eventually putting this through, and if the board agreement, they can put this permit through, the public, private improvement permit for the stormwater was for, considering the check back over here tomorrow, Diane, she can issue permits.
It was a nice project for
So
her.
I like, to wait 3 weeks, is a little bit off, to movie one, 2 weeks.
You want to help her.
Yeah, and we just started the private permits, so this is kind of the first one out of that, so there's gonna be a couple of hiccups to get these guys going, so they understand what's required, so. Yeah, I mean, that's all it is, proof, you got public permit, private.
Yeah, because we're just now,
Yeah.
defining the permits and the requirements.
Mhm.
And
This one
And
is
so it's
stormwater.
kind of slipping into the middle of the refinement of it, so, you don't want, in our construction season, as everybody knows, be short, so I don't have a problem with that. And,
That's offered by me here.
it is, yeah, so you don't have a
That's
problem
okay.
with that? Okay.
It's a good project.
And, Diane, we're going to be adjourning in memory of Robert Enser. He's a lifelong member of the Lancaster Fire Department in the village here.
ENSCR?
ENSER, yes. Is there anyone else, anybody else have any other? And remember the Cathedral of Notre Dame, a tragedy. A tragedy. So, okay, resolution. Minutes are simple, hopefully. The audited claims and building permits, you're really cranking up there, Matt, a total of 71 of them. Yep. Speaking of building season, Adam, anything in particular about resolution number 4?
No, pretty basic special use permit.
And number 5, Dawn.
Well, Michelle has.
It's gonna be nice.
Yeah. Our open meetings with the public for recreation, they asked for more concerts.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a brainchild of Michelle, and yeah, happy to see it together for
So, it should be good. Yes, a lot of fun. So, number 6, we are, it's just a neg deck again, and this is, for PCB. This is the one that we're correcting the SBL on. And on town line clerk,
Yep, just addition, next is Bowmansville, fire additions.
they're adding a lot. of
Yeah, 15 members.
Yeah.
You know what, they should teach the other fire departments how to recruit.
Well, if I
First, you gotta see if they're good
interject,
recruits or not.
Yeah.
they're not on the recruits.
They're not?
They just haven't given it to us.
Oh, okay.
I thought it said it. I'm thinking, wow.
So they're trying to get
This is, they're
current.
playing catch up.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, and it's important that they're on the roster because if they're not on the roster and something happens, they may not be covered for, something that happens. So, yeah, so it's important that, that they send those things in. James Zagario, the highway superintendent, has asked to, put him on their roster starting on May 20th as a laborer, and a pay rate of $12 an hour. Lou Pichotti, where's Louis? Here we go. So Lou and I went over his, as you know, he has an employment agreement. And so we had a conversation because the Blue Collar had ratified their contract. And Louis asked if we could consider a commensurate percentage increase. And then he agreed to pay the increased amount towards his health insurance. So those are the only 2 things that we've amended his amended agreement. So
11 and 12 are just awarding bids for the trucks that Michelle put out. And 13 is surplus equipment.
14 is dumping for it with all the conditions.
And 15 again is laborers for the Parks Department, and there are 8 of them. And the pay rate, most of them are $12. There are a couple lifeguards at $14.50, and then a recreation supervisor at $18.50, and they're all effective tomorrow. So, we had a problem with some storm damage to the town hall chimney, and Michelle contacted Neth, who has done a lot of work on the town hall exterior, whether it's the clock tower, et cetera. They needed a skywalk in order to get up there, so it's kind of difficult to find anybody who has the capability of doing that. And she did submit the loss to our insurance company, and they are going to be paying for the damage that we incurred from the storm. So thanks for doing all that, Michelle. Do you have anything you want to add to that?
No, just they were able to combine the insurance claim for both the police. Is it a conductor? I think it's a conductor that went down. It starts with a C, I forgot the name. With that, with the town hall, along with all the damage at Wrigley and the damage to some of the dugouts at Holt, Walden, and Westwood. They combined it all into one, which was really nice. It's helped.
And the Santa Monica helps us with the deductible.
Yeah, so it worked out pretty well.
Yeah. First, I think we were afraid that we'd have the deductible on all of them.
Right.
But they were taken as one occurrence, so that was helpful. Our insurance consultants who have their lifesavers to us by all of the work that they do to make sure that claims are processed the way they should. Each year, they're out there looking for ways for us to save, and this is for health insurance. And the agreement with them is a 2-year agreement. So that agreement is up for renewal, and as you all know, we're going into our new health insurance coverage effective May 1st. So we want to keep them on board so that we can keep moving along. There was basically one little change with regard to Nova on the flex spending account. And, but that was basically a name change, so it wasn't anything major. So everything else is staying the same. We met with all of the town hall, or all of the town employees who wish to meet with us to go over the various offerings that we have, whether they have health insurance coverage with us or not. There are some other offerings such as flex spending accounts and deferred comp, et cetera. So we met with them on last week, can't remember, maybe Thursday or so. And you know, we had some employees that for one reason or another have not participated in some of the offerings that are really ways of saving them money. One of them being the CanRx that we have for name brand prescriptions. If they're on our health insurance policy with Independent Health, they're eligible to get prescriptions through a company called CanRx, but it's only name brand prescriptions. And the copay is $0. So, you know, some of them could be, you know, $20, $30 copay that they get for no cost whatsoever. And, you know, we have brought that to their attention and met with the employees in the past, and some of them seemed as though they hadn't heard that before. So I'm surprised, but, you know, it really is a good benefit. So it not only benefits the employee, but it benefits the town also. So, you know, we like to encourage that. It's a win-win. So that is Resolution 17. Resolution 18 is the neg deck here, or the notice of being the lead agency for the Hull Houses, stone, asphalt and stone parking lots. And stormwater control revision. Matt, do you want to talk to this at all? On this resolution, we're setting the public hearing for it. I don't know if there's anything you want to add to that,
Not so
Chris,
much.
or Ed, anything?
Just
No?
really clean up, yeah,
Okay.
line in the old code.
Got it.
And 20 is, again, as Michelle said, some of these things damaged in a storm, the fencing at Wrigley Field, we're getting it done, and that is one of the projects. The insurance.
And 21 is the bond resolution for the Erie Street culvert. 22 is site plan for PCB. This is the PCB site plan.
This is a change order to remove excesses and the installation of additional 40 feet of Broadway. Finger pointed. 24 is a $4,000 from Erie County for a senior center to be used for the senior programs or equipment.
Have they given you any indication specifically what it is for?
Just general, no, this is actually Matt's. I'm doing it, Matt being here.
And 25, this is the local law here for, this is setting the public hearing for the local law for the Chapter 25 garbage. 26 is the small wireless facilities. And again, you know, I think there are going to be a number of people who, I got a phone call from someone on Friday indicating that they had read something, some study done in Canada that there are health issues with regard to small wireless facilities. And it's pretty much the same thing that, you know, has been said about wireless facilities all around. That is something that the FCC and the federal government will not allow us to even consider, that they have done all of the testing and they moving forward with it, and I did see that the president and the FCC commissioner on Friday did a press conference indicating that they're full steam ahead on 5G technology, and we have no regulations now for small cell wireless. And if somebody came in next week wishing to install something, Matt would have no regulations whatsoever. In fact, they should come in and do whatever they pleased. So this has been worked on for many, many months. I know I've been in conversation with Kevin on this, and Kevin has been working with Chuck Malcolm on this for literally months to have the language right. Some of it obviously is borrowed from other municipalities who have adopted this. Like you said, the village of Lancaster already adopted theirs. So if we don't adopt something tonight, if for some reason there is a deadline of adopting it by April 15th today, and so we're coming in right under the wire. But if we don't adopt anything, that the mobile companies, the cell tower companies will have carte blanche to pretty much come in and plop these things wherever they feel like putting them, because we don't have regulations. So,
Every municipality is passing something similar to this.
yes, we're mandated to. So, Kevin, did you want to add to that at all?
No, again, it doesn't address health issues, it doesn't address whether we need 5G, it just addresses, the town has more control over the process once these, as they're coming, by they're coming. And it just goes to aesthetics, it goes to design, it goes to costs. So I think that's the only thing that we should be focusing on tonight, whether we go down a rabbit hole of discussing the need for cell phone towers. The FCC's already decided that.
Right.
So.
Yes, they are the deciders on it, but they do allow the municipalities to put some regulations in place for your particular municipality within reason. But you can't put restrictions in there that would outlaw or anything that would make it so difficult that they couldn't do it. So, our hands are tied there. Now, we think that we found the sweet spot on this. Obviously, if down the road it's felt that it is not restrictive enough, that there aren't enough teeth in it to properly address the situation, it could be readopted. And if there are too many restrictions in there, I'm sure that, whether it's AT&T or Verizon or Sprint or whomever, they will take us to court, and then we have to make the decision as to whether or not we wanted to loosen up some of the language. So we think we met the sweet spot, but time will tell. So, and that's it. We already read the explanation of what they want. Anybody have anything else?
No executive session?
I don't know if anybody has anything.